Sorry, I lost track of time. I read some news that was making me wonder how any of us still exist on a planet that is remotely habitable. I don't know. Um, oh, there aren't enough rocks for me to live under to keep me away from some of the BS going on. Anyway, hey everyone, we're here to watch another Hovind video. It's going to be a short and sweet one. And by sweet, I mean, good lord, this is going to be a nightmare. I watched the first few seconds after I'd already planned to do this stream and was like, oh my god, this is going to be worse than I thought. The entire video consists of audio from nothing but the left channel, so your left ear is going to enjoy this. Um, and they complain about having internet problems at DAL. So, yeah. I think the bigger problem is the fact their setup is completely fucking ridiculous, but what do I know? I'm just some jerk on the internet. Anyway, without further ado, they click the magic buttons that make things go around, and the internet do the stuff it does. It's only 17 and a half minutes. We can make it through this. How to make a dumb decision, according to Kent Hovind. As you can tell from the title, I think watching Hovind is a dumb decision. Yeah, let's get to it.
Good evening, folks. Kent Hovind here in the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama, May the 20th, 2025. We're having internet problems out here. We're going to do a short, only half of this psalm tonight. How to make a dumb decision. How many of you have ever had one of those before? Yeah. and
Kent, you are a dumb decision.
they a classic example in the Bible. Okay, how not to make a decision, how to make a dumb one. Anyway, so we'll get on a bunch of different channels if you want to get our shows. We do quite a few here. We want to strengthen your faith in the Word of God. We believe the Bible is true, and evolution is the dumbest religion in the world. Never been a dumber idea.
Oh, he didn't call. Oh, I got it. He didn't call it the most dangerous religion.
And to teach the kids they're related to a potato and they came from a rock. You guys are insane for believing such a thing. Okay.
Yes, we're the insane ones, Kent. You're totally qualified to diagnose such.
Let's see. We're on a bunch of channels. We're on Facebook, on Brighton, whatever that is, on Rumble, on TikTok, on Twitter, and the app, Kent Hovind TV, and Instagram. We can push one of them buttons and something will happen, right, Joseph? Okay. That was May 18th, 19th.
He always has to ask Joseph. It's like, what's the point of bringing him in there? It's not like he contributes anything except a muffled ass voice. There's Joseph. Every fucking stream. And if you're wondering what I said there in those two Kenny styled mufflings, you may have been able to figure it out, maybe not. My first one was, yeah, he's an atheist, in reference to when I called in. Um, what Joseph had said. And then the other one was, yeah, I like to lick Kid Hovind's ball sack. Because clearly Joseph does. And now there's audio of me saying that. Do with it what you will. I don't fucking care. I mean, I do, but I don't. Anyway.
Like our channel, subscribe, share, do all that kind of stuff with it. And we have all kinds of products. We want to strengthen your faith in the Word of God. My series that I did, A to Z, Creation That Destroys Evolution, it really, there's a lot of work and energy gone into this one. I think it'll really help. People are going to say, how could that possibly evolve? Answer, it didn't. It couldn't.
No. People have explanations. You just don't listen, Kent. I'm going to prove you wrong, Laura. This stream's going to go fast and smooth. I'm not going to finish where that joke could go. I'm going to be good today, except for having already made South Park great humor. Let's continue.
Just give it up. It was created. Get my series on the other one I had here a minute ago. On making babies, the whole making babies series. You atheists never answered a single one. We went through all kinds of different animals and plants and how they reproduce. And
AJ literally covered at least one of them in detail, and I am certain whatever question you asked, your questions you have, if you asked people who specialize in those particular species, in those genera of animals, in those, whichever taxonomic branch you wish to go to, there's a specialist for that. They could explain things pretty well.
Asked, "Can you please give us a step-by-step answer? How did this evolve?" They never did one of them, Joseph. Maybe it's
Such a child.
because it can't be done. It had to be designed. Anyway, people asking about Big Will McNally, been here 3 years now at our ministry, stays in one of our cabins, maintains our roads and does security for a couple local rednecks here. We're fine. He's out of the
Wow, he actually made a story. Like, he sped along a story he's already told. It's amazing. Is Kent Hovind learning?
hospital, out of ICR and in a regular room. I'm going to go down and see him tomorrow morning early, so be praying about that. He may get to come home. When they called us, they said, look, you might want to come see him for the last time. I mean, it was really serious. His heart was really, really bad shape. So
Isn't it incredible what medical science and technology can do? You know, I'm sure your magic happy thoughts to yourself really did a lot too. Bullshit. I mean, if your prayer was so powerful, so valuable, he could have just stayed collapsed on the floor wherever the hell he was when whatever the hell exactly happened to the poor dude happened. And magic would be fine, but no, you still went and saw a doctor. When you got bit by that snake, you still went and sought medical attention, which is kind of amazing. Too bad for the snake. It was doing God's work, trying to take you out.
thank you. Send him letters, call him, text him, make friends. He needs friends. He didn't have any family growing up. He was a big kid, 7 feet tall, and he didn't have too many friends. And he just needs people who want to say, I'll be your friend, Will. I'll be your buddy. There's his phone number there, 251-369-0560. Text him. Hey, can I be your friend? Okay, let's see. When I was in jail, I did my open letter, February 1st, a couple of months ago, I did an open letter to Donald Trump. Somebody sent me the name today of the person who's going to be Trump's pardon czar. Did you hear about that? Some lady spent 22 years in prison unjustly.
The fact that you're using a phrase such as czar, denoting, referencing the concept of effectively a pretty terrible oligarch, um, in it kind of references back into the history of Russia. That tells you a lot, doesn't it? Like, that's not a cute pet name.
Trump got her out, and she's going to be the pardon czar. I'm going to write to her, write to everybody you can think of, say, look, undo that case and restore his. Even today, the atheists are still saying Hovind's a tax protester. He's a felon. They got nothing else to say. They hate me. That's okay. Anyway,
There's plenty to say. That's just some of it. And depending on the person, they may or may not hate you, in quotes. It's a complex thing, that concept of hate. But I won't go into the details on what I really think about Hovind, because it seems to vary depending on the day, depending on which egregious bullshit I remember him having done or not done. Definitely don't like him. We'll just phrase it as that. I think we all agree.
one guy in Bible study when I was in prison, he said, hey, I wish I got some mail. So I sent a note home to have it posted
Oh, now he's telling this story again.
on my social media saying, guys, please write to country. He was swamped with letters for the next couple of months. He said, okay, Kent, that's enough. But he made a lot of friends there. I led him to the Lord. Okay, you can.
Why does that not surprise me, Mark? Out of pure coincidence. I mean, you notice these right-wing conspiracy theorist nut jobs always seem to have a particular type. Not my type at all. I'll say that much.
Help our ministry stay open for free. Go on our 777 club. If you can, give $1 a day. Take us on as your missionary. Contact Bobby, 855 Big Dino, extension 1. Okay? drdino.com is our website, and we're open for free. Thousands of visitors come here. Dinosaur Adventureland. Let's see. So we've got my video series is a bestseller. I don't know how many now. It's way up in the tens of millions that have gone out. I want to strengthen your faith. Okay? The series on what's
Lies. By the way, is everyone left ear loving this?
about to happen at the end of time, brother, we are really close. You can just see. We'll keep an eye on what's happening in Israel. That's how you'll know. Okay, I forgot to move it over. Psalm 19 or 109. Move that over to the right, one square. Never mind. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to Psalm, slide number 2015. Help me, O Lord my God. Psalm 109. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. David wrote about half of the Psalms. King David, the guy that killed Goliath when he was a kid, you know. Hold not thy peace, O God of my praise. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue.
Because Hovind doesn't understand a goddamn thing, and him thinking a pardon, which involves admission of guilt, would somehow make everything right, or would somehow automatically make him win some hypothetical suit against the government. How he says that they owe him like $2 billion or some crap like that. It's fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Bestseller to who, where, when? Idiots. Right here. S'mores, your audio is reversed.
How many have ever been lied about? That hurts when somebody lies about you and says things. Okay? They compassed me about also with words of hatred, and fought against me without a cause. They had no reason. They just hated him with no reason. Hated him out of cause. There's 30 Bible verses about hate here. Somebody put together on stillfaith.com. Haters will see you walk on water and say it's because you can't swim. That's classic. I love
it. It's classic, Caleb. What the fuck are you even talking about, Kent? You just say shit just to be saying it. You just pull random ass phrases out of some little fucking jukebox in your head. Takes the fucking 45, drops it on the damn thing. Stylus goes on. You hear the polystyrene surface noise. That's classic. Ha 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 ha. And then wait for the next fucking record to come. Oh, watch out! Someone said a trigger word. Pull in the so the big like 10-foot wide, 16 RPM discs or whatever the hell they were. Those motherfucking dictation discs. Hovind's got to do a monologue for the next 7 hours.
Bible verses about hatred. When his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream and told it to his brothers, and they hated him yet the more. His own brothers hated him. They sold him to be a slave to the Egyptians. I said,
someone should have sold you to be a slave.
That's pretty bad hatred. But you know what? God used it for good. Okay? Exodus 20, 10 Commandments. God said, I and the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. You're going to try, you atheists, to hate God? You're going to find out. It's not going to be good for you. Israel came into Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can only imagine how just a pure left channel is coming for you guys. The other channel might be shouldn't be canceling out, but it could be creating a balance issue. Could be, basically half volume. I mean, it's all over the place, probably.
And Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham, Psalm 105.
And the land of Ham. I have big problems eating pork because I know how smart pigs are. But at the same rate, ham and stuff is really good, so I'm fucking conflicted.
Increased his people greatly and made them stronger than their enemies. He turned their heart to hate his people, to deal subtly.
There's a new Creaky video? Well, fuck this. Let's go watch it. Nah, I ain't stealing Creaky's thunder. That would serve no purpose. It's like that guy who's like, when are you going to do Raw's side? And I'm like, what am I going to do? Watch his video and just go, I agree randomly? I mean, what the fuck fun is there in that?
God turned the heart of the Egyptians to hate the Jews, to kick them out. It worked out again for good, right? 2 Samuel 13. He would not hearken to her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her. He raped his own half-sister.
But remember, this is a book that kids should be exposed to early and often. Oh yeah, it's a great book. It talks about forgiveness, love, incest, rape, genocide. Did I mention more rape and incest and incestuous rape and rape sexual incest and I think a dog is in there somewhere. Yeah, and someone's burning bush. Yeah, there's a lot of shit in that book. But the kids need to see it. It needs to be in all the schools, and everyone needs to read it because it's the good book.
Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. Matthew 24. They shall deliver you up to be afflicted. This is during the tribulation time coming. We might already be in it. And shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake, just because you're a Christian.
Well, everyone's tastes are different. That means less pig that you'll be consuming, which is good in the grand scheme.
And they're going to hate you. Then shall many be offended, and they shall hate one another. This cometh to pass that the word might be fulfilled. They hated me without a cause. No reason, just hated him. Proverbs 10. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, they cover up for it. Oh, I don't hate you. Yeah, they cover up for it. And he that uttereth a slander.
Not just killing and death, but like killing deathly and deathly killing, and all the things in between. Book's crazy, man. He raped her, but God used her for good. Hovind, exactly. It was a good thing. It's like, what the fuck, bruh? Of course, then again, if you go by the Virgin translation, because for some reason everyone's got that stuck up their ass when the original word just mean maiden, they don't seem to find a problem with God just knocking up, Mary. And here's the thing. Okay, see, this is a serious bit of like I thought this immediately as soon as I kind of understood the concepts being discussed. Okay, so if Joseph and Mary are supposed to have been married, they are husband and wife. They would have already fucked. There's no way around it. Unless they had like literally just gotten married like that moment. And then it's like, oh, by the way, I'm knocked up. Like, what? It was still done in any damn way. She would have had to have been like straight at 9 months instantly or something for it to be like, whoa, this is weird and I ain't into that. It makes no fucking sense in that translation concept just from a cultural thing, even inside of the Bible where it stresses these kinds of things, if subtly, I'm not sure. So I'm just sitting there like, hang on a second. If that's what this concept is, but they're supposed to be married, but you're supposed to get it going once you get married, what the fuck? How is that possible even in the story? So it's just fucking ridiculous. And when I learned that the original word was more akin to maiden, it's like, oh, it made a lot more sense. It's just implying that she was youthful, young, too young, who knows? I mean, this is back in the stupid ages when people did that shit. But of course, living past 25 was a luxury. Retirement age was 30. So I don't know. It's one of those things that's really fucking annoyed me though, and I get so fucking sick of hearing. That's probably the stupidest thing you hear as regular Christian stuff is Virgin Mary, Virgin Mary, Virgin Mary. It's like, no, just no, okay? Just straight wrong. Even in your own story, it's fucking wrong. That's like if I was talking about Guild Wars and described Mordramoth as the dragon of death. Nope, that's Zaitan, not Mordramoth. But you guys wouldn't know that because the lore of Guild Wars isn't propaganda that weirdos out there actually believe and are trying to run a country by. However, I think a country would run better with those principles being instilled and elements of Tyrian society being thrown in than it would, Christian stuff. Here's a fun note while I'm on a rant. Guild Wars is very LGBTQ inclusive. Lots of characters have are either obviously like see, sorry, I get a little mixed up on some of the terminologies. There's a character who is sort of just straight up non-binary. And it's a major character in oh fucking hell, End of Dragons, human. My favorite boss fight, Tocatl the Sunless. Tocatl doesn't have a preferred gender or anything. There are two major characters in the protagonist side of things. They eventually get married to women. It's like hell yeah, Casimir and Marjorie. And just all kinds of little characters. If you look in the wiki, it's like, oh yeah, this character's gay, and that character's gay, and this character's trans, and it's like, okay, I didn't know. It doesn't really matter. And I think that says a lot when you play the game and that's your reaction. It's like, oh, so that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, now I got it. But I'm thinking someone else, if they were playing the game and it suddenly clicked with them, they'd be like, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. Now I get it. But I don't know. The point is, Christianity's fucking stupid a lot of the time. Anyway, back to more Hovind, and I'll check what you guys have said since I went on my monologue.
Is a fool. Enduring Word Commentary had a great section on this Psalm 109. It's titled To the Chief Musician, a Psalm of David. Some think the chief musician was the choir master for King David. Others think it was a poetic reference to God himself, the author of music itself. Could be. This is a Psalm of David and is thought to be the strongest of what are known as the imprecatory psalms. That's songs that call down curses upon his enemies. Lord, please smack him, knock him around, please hurt him. It's important to remember that these are prayers committing vengeance unto God. Gay David is asking God to take vengeance on.
Did he just say gay David?
Knock him around, please hurt him. It's important to remember that these are prayers.
Also, I was kind of zoned out. I'd heard that earlier where he's like, God, knock him around. It's like, yeah, that's lots of love right there. But let's see, did he say gay David?
Committing vengeance unto God. Gay David is asking God.
Yep. Let us jump back just a hair. All right. We're going to just half speed on this one.
Unto God. Gay David is asking.
Gay David. You heard it here first. Kent Hovind said gay David. Trying to tell us something there, Kent? It's cool if you are. Just, own up to it.
Asking God to take vengeance on them. He's not saying he's going to do it, okay? With the greater revelation of grace and truth that came by Jesus Christ.
God damn it. Yeah, Mary was fueled by the Holy Spirit. Hoely.
We understand that we are to pray for the good of our enemies and not for their ruin. Yet we remind ourselves that David refused to act upon the curses. He left vengeance up to God. He did pray for God to smack him, but he didn't say, I'm not going to do it, okay? This is especially relevant regarding David, who knew what it was to take life with the sword. He'd been a warrior all his life. When David withheld vengeance, it was because he chose to, not because he lacked the opportunity, the skill, or the courage. He knew how to kill people. But what about the haters? Why Hovind haters hate Hovind?
Oh, am I going to make an appearance here? We know AJ is. Also, this video is fucking 14 years old. You were still in prison, bro. That dude is probably totally moved on with life. Or maybe they're totally... oh no. Even though he broke... Charged with not paying taxes even though he broke. Okay, no, this dude's supporting Hovind, so whatever. Whatever. He's a clod. Yeah, what is your world view? It's like, yeah, you're that kind of channel name. You're a creationist. Whatever. Keep on slobbing on Hovind's knob there, bro.
Have you seen that one? 14 years ago. Yeah. The most hated man on the internet. 53,000 views. Hovind, atheists hate Hawaii because of my Hawaiian shirts. Some lady gave me 50 Hawaiian shirts. She got them for $0.25 a piece.
Oh my God, Kent, no one cares. S'mores. If you go to guildwars2.com, you can play the core game with some limitations free. I definitely suggest people go on and get the game from ArenaNet proper. It is on Steam. I do not recommend Steam. It's not that it's bad, that it plays different. It's a different set of people. But I don't feel like Steam is great. But if a game can be gathered, especially something that at the core is free to play, free to at least try out, if you can just go on and get the game from the source, it's better to do that than necessarily getting it, quote unquote, through Steam. That's just my take, though. I think it makes things easier. That's the way the game originally was. It's also on Epic Games, but who the hell uses Epic Games? Um, but yeah, I recommend going to ArenaNet or GuildWars2.com, giving it a download, making an account, and giving it a try. You don't need to understand the first game. There's a ton of references to it, stuff that I, as a player, didn't even catch because it's been so long. Or I just didn't pay enough attention back in the day because I only played Guild Wars 1 for, so long of a time. Maybe 100 hours, maybe a little more. Yeah. Uh, the second game is totally just, you can jump right in and figure it out. It's pretty awesome.
And I guess so I wear them all the time. Whenever rotate them in and out, wash them once a year. Let's see. Kent Hovind is a monster. Whoa.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's going against Planet Peterson. The whole planet. And this one I've seen like a dozen times.
What do you think? Am I Joseph? You've known me a long time. Okay. Gutsick Gibbon. I would not pick a name like that. Kent Hovind and evolution. Let's see. Why I hate Kent Hovind. Oh, creepy blind man.
Oh god, he's still showing up that video from Tyrannotherum 97. He's obsessed with that video for some reason.
Kent
I
Hovind
guess
is an
because it's
official.
titled so bluntly, Why I Hate Kent Hovind. Well, that's one guy who says he hates Kent Hovind. Okay. You mad, Kent? You sad?
Scumbag.
You want me to write a list of people who hate me? It's gonna be a pretty damn long list.
How many channels do you get with those ring antenna in your ear, brother? Can you pick up a lot of channels like that? Okay. Let's see. Kent Hovind and Matt Powell. One of many reasons I
There's AJ. There's a Hovind. There's an AJ. And there's a really, really fine looking Emma. I'm sorry, that came out creepier than I intended for it to, but yeah, she's got commanding presence there. AJ's just having a good old time. Oh god.
despise Kent Hovind and Matt Powell. Okay. Kent Hovind hates dogs.
AJ, only 439 views on that? Oh no. Those are rookie numbers. We gotta up those numbers. And I mean those are rookie numbers as in people are rookies for missing this damn video. AJ's got a lot of gold content that's just his older stuff that's just, it's good stuff. You definitely go back and watch his older stuff.
From Atheist Junior, no less. Whoa, that's important. Okay. Anyway, verse 4. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer. Look, I got plenty of haters. I just love them, pray for them, and I like, verbally explaining to them that what they believe is dumb. Okay.
Kent's underwear is probably fifth hand. Those are 4-generation long skid marks he's got in those things, baby. You want to take the real tour again? I don't have any clean underwear.
They have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. I think David is praying, Lord, make his boss a wicked man. Why would that make his life rough? Okay. There are some who think Psalm 109, 6-20, describes the lying words that David's enemies spoke against him, and that the use of the singular in that section proves it, as well as later in Psalm 109:20. Morgan, a commentator, had this opinion. I entirely agree with those expositors who treat this passage as
Kent Hovind is a Nazi. Who are we kidding? He's a Nazi. Matt Powell's a fucking Nazi. What do independent fundamental Baptist, and neo-Nazis what's the difference between them? Just the name.
the singer's quotation
I don't
of the
know. I'm gonna
language
work
of
on.
his enemies against him.
Sorry, I realized his talking in the left ear might be distracting when I try to speak. Yeah, I've got to work on that joke, but yeah.
When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Now that's the verse that Peter quoted in Acts chapter 1.
Oh, see, that's the thing, Otaku. I was playing one of my characters, and I think I said it in a way that was still slightly creepy, but I don't know. I am known to be overcritical of myself, so yeah.
Same verse. let his days
Oh no, he ain't showing anything us. I still love, and I wish I remember which stream of mine it was where I'm just out of nowhere. I pause to make comment, and it's right when he changes slides, and it's my thumbnail of the Professor Dave mushroom cloud nuking him. That was just some of the most genuine laughter anyone would have heard from me. Up to that point, I'm sure. It was great. Oh, I wish I could feel that reaction one more time, just for the fun of it.
be few, and let another take his office. So after Judas betrayed Jesus, then Judas hung himself, and then Jesus was crucified, and then Jesus rose from the dead, talked to the disciples, and 120 days later took off for heaven. Well, Peter, always the one to stick his
Yeah, and God's the dad who went out for a pack of smokes and never came back.
foot in his mouth. Today, guys, we got to pick a new disciple. Just on his own. Here it is, right here.
Oh no, I'm talking about them there neo-Nazis. It's all the same. I actually don't understand how neo-Nazis are properly Nazis, adverse to just being, KKK members with an edge. But, I'm sure there's a connection that, I could understand if I watched a small documentary on it. But that's not what I've been into recently. Actually, I've been into cryptography. Um, yeah, I won't spoil details yet. But yeah, I've been big into some cryptography videos and how it relates to information technology and elements of history. So it actually does go back to the Nazis to some degree, like with Turing and Enigma machines and all that jazz. But this is more relatively recent stuff and more conceptual.
Acts chapter 1. Remember, the Holy Spirit didn't come till Acts chapter 2. So these guys,
It took all of Acts 1 and then to Acts 2 for the Holy Spirit to finally come. Man, she must be a beast in the sack. She knows what she's doing. She can handle it. Oh.
on their own, are just deciding, what do we do? Jesus is gone. In those days, Peter stood up in the midst of the disciples. He's one of those narcissist types that loves to have everybody, hey, look at me, look at me. Okay? The number of names are about 120. Men and brethren, this scripture must needs have been fulfilled, which the Holy Ghost by the mouth of David spake before concerning Judas. Now, wait. You don't know that was about Judas, David or Peter. It was number.
We got a boy Kent here trying to tell the fucking people who wrote the Bible allegedly what the hell they were talking about. This man is seriously trying to correct the Bible. Thanks, Kent. We always knew you didn't actually give a fuck about the book. Now you just proved it.
With us and obtained part of the ministry. And this man purchased a field with the reward of iniquity, and falling headlong, he burst asunder in the midst, and his bowels gushed out. Atheists say there's a contradiction. One passage says he hung himself. This one says he fell down and broke open. Bowels gushed out. Well, both could be true. Hung himself and the branch broke. Hung himself and the rope broke. Hung himself and the knot came undone. Hung himself and the tree fell over. Hung himself until he rotted and his head pulled off and he fell down. And all those ways his bowels could have gushed out. Not a contradiction. They're so desperate. Okay. It was known unto all the dwellers at Jerusalem, verse 19, insomuch that the field is called in their proper tongue, Aceldama, the field of blood. For it is written in the book of Psalms, let his habitation be desolate, and let no man dwell therein, and let his bishopric let another take. This is...
No, just a sticky keyboard. If you go to that video of him being interviewed by that young woman, the most viewed and most replayed section is the part that Kent happened to be watching in that audio. I mean, I'm totally making that up, but it would be pretty damn funny if it happened to be. It's like, wow, you watch that interview a lot, Hovind.
David, or Peter, quoting David in Psalm 109. So first mistake. Peter stood up, said, hey, let's pick a new disciple. And the Bible says we should do this. Second mistake. Of these men which have companied with us from the time that Jesus went out, so let's pick one of these guys that we already know who was with us. Because the 12 disciples, there was hundreds of people, thousands of people followed him. Just in the upper room, there was 120 of them. They were disciples. Beginning from the baptism of John until the same day that he was taken up from us, must one be ordained to be a witness with us. So Peter says, we got to pick somebody to take Judas's place. He's got to be from the group that's been with us for a long time, and he's going to be part of the 12. And they appointed two, Joseph and Barsabas, who was surnamed Justus. And they prayed and said, Lord, show which one of these two you've got what you want.
God, this story sucks. Change the channel, Marge.
And they gave forth their lots, and the lot fell upon Matthias. And he was numbered with the 11 apostles. So let's see. We got to find somebody out of this crowd. We got to remember he decided we got to choose one. Got to be from this crowd of 120 people. We got to do this. We got to ordain one. They picked 2. Then they finally prayed about it. Haven't they kind of already narrowed the field down to 2? Show which one you've chosen, Lord. Show which of these 2. Mm-hmm. So they flip a coin or whatever that is, and shows Lot. It shows Matthias. Here's how to make a dumb decision.
So they flip a coin or whatever that is. He really doesn't care about that particular spot, but he'll go into hyper detail about the rock spewing water and other bullshit.
Peter assumed command to resolve what he thought was a problem, replacing Judas. Maybe it's not a problem, Peter. Maybe you can get by with 11. He did all this before they had the Holy Spirit to guide him, and without God telling him to do it. Then he misquoted Psalm 109, verse 8. He set the qualifications. Some of you say, I need a car. Let's see, it's got to be.
Well, to be fair, Deviant, he would totally lose me in 99% of the stuff. So there isn't too much that I could probably learn easily. And not much I could add to interest him unless he wanted to just gush about this, that, the other, and show off neat things. And that's not everyone's style, so.
Be a V8, 6-speed, got to be yellow, got to have leather seats. You're going to set a bunch of qualifications. You've already decided, I need a car, and it's got to meet these qualifications. This is how you make a dumb decision, okay? And we have to choose now. So they selected 2. Should it be
Grimy, as he liked to be known. I don't have to avoid Kent Hovind videos, because I'm Homer Simpson.
the Corvette or the Porsche? Then they pray. Oh God, which one of these 2 should it be? So they flip a coin. I would bet if you flip a coin, it's going to either be heads or tails. Pretty good guess, right? And both could be wrong. They chose one and thought they'd done some work for the Lord. This guy, Matthias, is never heard from again. Never. God wanted Paul to be the 12th. But Peter said, we got to have it now.
Comment from Maria that definitely needs pointing out. Not that anyone else's comments aren't equally awesome. It's just, Maria brings some nice insight in this one. I thought of this. Is there someone on the right who would take on the purity Christians about sexual activity among older people? Take on the purity Christians about the sexual activities among older people? Like, my God, do they? Yeah, they do, and they're often not married. Yeah, it's amazing what basically white Christian old men can get away with saying and thinking and doing. It's really kind of disturbing. Homer's smarter than Kent, even with the crayon in his brain. Very true. Very true. Even after it was rammed back in there even further. And they made him ultra dumb. Hell, shit, I was gonna go to a Treehouse of Horror segment, but I lost it midway through the thought, so we're just gonna continue.
Sometimes we make dumb decisions the same way. We decide what we need. We narrow down the qualifications, and then we pray about it. Lord, which is it? Whoa, slow down. Back up. First of all, God, do I need to make it? Do I need to make this decision? Do I need a car at all? Do I need this, Lord? Do I need to buy a house? First, people decide, we got to buy a house. It's got to be so many square feet. It's got to have a swimming pool. And
okay, sounds about right, Deviant. Might get along great, barring other factors that are currently unknown to me, which is fine. Let us continue.
Then they pray. Okay, Lord, which is it? Flip a coin. Dumb decision. And he goes on in Psalm 109, let his children be fatherless and his wife a widow. Whoa. Hovind translation. Let him die, Lord. It should be D-I-E. The computer die. Okay.
Yeah, the computer messed up. Sure can't. See, at least I know I'm blind as fuck and seem to be slightly losing the ability to type, to keep on the home row. So a lot of times I end up having really screwed up typos that are just due to fat fingering and not noticing it, and I'll fully acknowledge it. Also, I suck at spelling sometimes. A lot of times actually. Because I guess because I'm just an idiot, I don't know. But I acknowledge it. You're gonna blame the computer. The matrix driver for the display in your laptop is smarter than you, Kent.
Let his children continually be vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. So he wants his kids to be starving. He's really upset. Let the extortioner catch all that he hath, and let the stranger spoil his labor. Anyway, because of our internet problems, we're going to stop right there, and we'll finish up Psalm 109 later. But if you have any questions, I'll be glad to try to help with it.
Hovind needs to watch more interviews where Hovind is interviewed. It's been a while, Hovind.
What I know about the word, I've been studying it 56 years now. Call 855 Big Dino, extension 4. Joseph can put you on. You can email questions in to, what is that email? Dr. Dino at drdino.com. Okay? Okay. Since we're not live tonight, you don't have any, do you? Yeah. So we'll.
Oh, Otaku, that's just lovely. Let's just change things.
And,
Don't you start playing again. See, I was in the restream window, and what's it called? Rumble started playing again. So it's not my trigger, hair trigger mouse. It's Rumble doing that. Yeah, that sucks, bro. Man, it's always some bullshit, isn't it? Always some bullshit. Mark, yep, amazing English, 100%. Do you know the context of these psalms? Don't worry, I don't think anyone does. Wristwatch is smarter than Kent, and it's a basic digital watch, not even a smartwatch, but as a 24-hour display, I'm sure Kent will be confused by it. Yeah. Makes me think of one of my favorite jokes from King of the Hill, when Min's dad comes to visit, and he's like, "So you work with computers? Yeah, data analyst. Put MP3s in watch. I want talk radio and Frank Sinatra. But do it. Drag and drop. Drag and drop. But this watch isn't even digital." I just fucking love that skit, that little scene. Oh, drag and drop. But this watch isn't even digital. And yes, I know laughing about a random pop culture reference that's already kind of dated now is no different than some of the shit Kent Hovind has done, but at least it's a reference you guys, some of y'all will definitely get and love. As opposed to bringing up Bewitched and stuff that my generation growing up knew, oh, it's Nick at Night, time to turn off the TV. Gonna play Sega Genesis, then go to sleep. Homer, when said by an English speaker, is a Greek author. Homeros, when said by a Swede, it's the Simpsons' dad. No, said by an American, it's the Simpsons' dad. Just waiting to get to Psalm 119 and see how long that one takes him. I'll have to check that out, Billy. I'm going to have to look ahead. Spoiler alert. Laura, you missed nothing of super interest, thankfully. It's going to be a 6 episode series. Oh my god. So Psalms 19 is a 119 is a biggie, huh? That sounds familiar, actually. Going yelling, drag and drop is great. Wait for the new King of the Hill. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm tempering my expectations. But I just I don't know. I mean, I think it's gonna go well. Um, if they can handle modernity just right, it won't push me away. That was a problem with the Beavis and Butthead relaunches, the 2011ish one, and to a degree the more recent one. While the episodes were mostly okay, the actual Beavis and Butthead segment, since they had to keep the motif where originally it was the music videos they were watching, it changed to episodes from MTV shows and then just straight up TikTok clips in the latest revival. And it's like, I don't want that. I don't want modernity. I don't want to see Beavis and Butthead reacting to Jersey Shore back in the 2011 relaunch. I don't want to fucking see random TikTok crap in my modern Beavis and Butthead. The whole reason it's even Beavis and Butthead is for the sort of the nostalgia trip, that it's those Gen X deadbeats doing what they do. And the relaunched series, the most recent batch of it from the movie they did onward, pretty good content except for those sections. I had to skip those. Just do not care. Do not want to see that crap. But it's what they decided to roll with. So I'm hoping with King of the Hill, while they'll make definitely make obvious references, and I've seen people do analysis of the trailer or the poster that we've seen, and it seems like Hank is rejecting everything else modern, but all the other guys are like all in on it. Um, Hank's going to be a straight man of reason and traditionalism, even when he's basically over the hill at that stage, no pun intended. Because he was already a square in the 90s and 2000s. But yeah, I feel like they'll address it better, especially since there's not too many gateways for stuff to just immediately be pushed into. Like the most pop culture that King of the Hill's original run ever got were things like the high school trying to get No Doubt to play, which again, who doesn't like No Doubt? So there you go. Or when Bobby was over studying for the quiz bowl, and he had the complete freak out while Kelly Clarkson, Miss Independent, played, and then it went through her talking about connections and the 6 degrees of separation with everybody. It's like, oh, that was contextually valid for the show, for the episode, because he was the pop culture guy. Um, as opposed to something like on The Simpsons, freaking Lisa goes Gaga. It's like that's not in Lisa's character, and I don't give a flying fuck about Lady Gaga. So it was just bullshit. And again, like the TikTok, as in the Kesha song opening of The Simpsons, which was relatively well animated and choreographed and was kind of fun, it still was just needless pop culture thrown in for the sake of it. And The Simpsons has always done that. It's always had different guest stars and the like. And of course, Stark Raving Dad, everyone's favorite forbidden episode of the show, had fucking Michael Jackson doing the voice. Um, it's like, oh well, you're just putting pop culture in that. And it's like, yeah, but that was the pop culture when I was a kid. That's the nostalgic stuff that I live for. I grew up a big MJ fan. It's comforting. It is nostalgia. It feels different. And for something that's been long running, or something that's supposed to be a revival of something old, it feels out of place when it gets too modern. Um, but that's just me. I watch this stuff to escape modernity. That's why I don't watch South Park anymore, because all it is everything going on in the world. And basically, season 18, I'm out after they do the big Xbox One PS4 episode. And then that was when Stick of Truth was released. Um, and I've got like one of the other games I need to get around to playing, but I've got the Xbox disconnected at this stage. My point is, after that, when it starts being one more serialized, and two starts including like Elon Musk and the like, and then the first Trump presidency where Garrison is basically parody of Trump and stuff. Caitlyn Jenner in there and all these other references. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm trying to escape this stuff. I no longer enjoy the day to day goings on of the world as I did in a pre 9/11 environment. So, yeah. Wow, I've just spent this entire time just rambling on about cartoons. Uh, oh man. Hey, this is why I should try for the 17th time to start a podcast. God, where are we at on here? Oh my god, y'all have put like 5,000 comments. Let me see. Oh, where the hell is the message? Oh no, I'm all the way too far back. Hang on. I forgot how. There we go. It's like I'm forgetting how Restream works. hence the biggest insult to Christianity. No apologies for laughing at any King of the Hill episodes. And yeah, anyone saying the Wizard of Oz? Exactly. It's like, no, can't. Nobody's seen Wizard of Oz. Although, you may be surprised, I've never seen Gone with the Wind. I've never seen um, Citizen Kane. I did watch A Clockwork Orange finally many years ago, like maybe 6 or 7. So once I found AJ, I actually got the Clockwork Orange reference that he goes with. There's a lot of little stuff that I should have seen and never have seen. Oh yeah, Blizzard of Oz. New Beavis and Butthead. I preferred old Beavis and Butthead segments better, showing what they'd be like. Yeah. Those were really, really well done. Like when the apartment was just gone. It's like, huh? Oh, and like you see it happening. Like slowly the eviction stuff comes in. It was great. If you guys only spoke Swedish, make so many jokes about 6 episodes, but I'm not below laughing at my own jokes. I mean, if there was a way to convert stuff over into English or something, we could probably make something. Always pictured Hank Hill evolving into Mr. Anderson. Yeah, seriously. One of them's name was Beaver. The other was Buffcoat. Waiting for Dale's 5G tower conspiracies. Yeah. Oh yeah. Shame that the recast Dale apparently be played by Toby Huss. Okay. I didn't know Toby Huss will be would be taking over Dale's voice. You know, Toby Huss. Artie, the strongest man in the world. Khan recast and Cotton dead. Toby didn't really have a regular character anymore. Oh, they recast Khan, I guess, because of the whole racial voice actor issue. Which again, I bring up the problem of Cree Summers. Explain how it's okay for her to play the character she does, but it's not okay for other people to play the characters they do. Just, I'll wait. I say get the right voice actor and just let it go. Can you spare some money for Hovind's billboards? No, creationist crybaby. I cannot. I need people to spare some money for me. I got bills to pay, damn it. Yamato needs money. Yamato needs money. Like the Kesha Simpsons intro that was done for Musical Week on Fox, but I always thought the Lady Gaga episode gets too much hate. Different opinions, always. They're what make things interesting. I mean, maybe I'll rewatch it and see how it affects me, because when I saw it originally, it was especially during a time when all you ever heard was her. And I've mentioned before my problem with being constantly forced and thought that I'm supposed to like things that I don't have interest in. It causes me to dislike them. Recast Luann is lucky as well to bring them back. Yeah, I feel like they're going to leave them be. They're going to moved off, and that's that. Maybe they'll have oh fuck, I forget the kid's name. All I remember is that Luann wanted to call her a lasagna platter. I think they'll bring Gracie. That was it. I think it was Gracie. I think they may bring her in, but that'll be as far as it goes. I don't know though. So similar to Mel Gibson one, maybe so. Yeah, wrote them out. Heard their daughter might be in it. Exactly. Trans sports episode of South Park. I think good people can have different opinions on trans people in sports, but said people are faking just to win at sports, which really disingenuous, which really is a dangerous lie. Yeah, that's a fine example of them pushing the envelope potentially a little too far, even for people who otherwise like them. Way behind the rest of you when it comes to pop culture. I mean, a lot of what we're referencing is kind of old in and of itself, but at the same rate, it's just you have to have been in a niche, and it helps to be American or America adjacent. You're Swede, so you have different things to pay attention to. I don't know much about Swedish pop culture beyond historical context like ABBA and the like, and the music that comes out of there. But yeah, I'm sure y'all got some cool stuff. Have you not seen Citizen Kane? I know. I'm surprised too. I really am. I've just never made the time for it. I just never made the time. Gone with the Wind is 47 hours long. I have it on VHS, I believe. I believe I have. Yeah, I think I do have a VHS copy of it, like that big fancy collector's edition. Everything was a collector's edition. Gone with the Wind is garbage. I've heard it's overrated. Oh no. Um, Sound of Music, I have seen. That was actually in high school. We watched that. Didn't much care for it. Life of Brian, I need to rewatch that. I have seen it. Loved it. Billy, no, Otaku X2 Billy. Some people suggested it may have moved to Montana to run the ranch, and Gracie might move in with the Hills. Yeah, that would be a sensible plot movement. Citizen Kane or Citizen Keen? Brett Keen. Hey there. God, I can't do Brett's voice. You know what sucks about Brett Keen is that he actually has kind of a cool voice, and it just fucking sucks that he is the kind of person he is. I don't know. It's always got to be something, right? Going with the Win, Oscar winner was not allowed to sit with her cast members. Yeah. Streetcar named Desire. No. But I know what I need to about that from the Simpsons episode. Streetcar named Marge. So, yeah. Can't you hear me yella? You're putting me through hella. Stella. Word for sex and the number 6. Same in Swedish. Sex. Yeah. Gonna have those German roots in there, and then yeah. 3 hours of whitewashed birth of a nation. Good point. Not the voice actor race thing. Shredder Rokusaki is a Japanese man, but the two best versions, 87 and 2012, were played by black men. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, come on. It's Uncle Phil from fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Come on. AC. That's the name I was trying to think of, presuming with you hearing the same plot. Listen to Squirrel Tactics as well. Yeah. Squirrel Tactics. Squirrel Tactics. Are young earthers old enough for streams like this? Apparently. I mean, they would find my Twilight Zone references too hip. But, on that note, fucking love Twilight Zone. If I haven't mentioned it before. Gone with the Wind. We have magnolia trees up here in the North Star State. The book was just as bad, but a good 1,000-page read. Thread Otaku, Uncle Phil was the best Shredder. Love the 2012 cartoon Shredder, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. Roger Waters. Kevin is great at everything he does. This is true. Oh, thank you, MD, a 1999 super chat. Thanks for all the Hovind content. Hovind! Your super chat donation means that money can't go towards Hovind's billboards, and that is awesome. Not that we would donate anyway, but that's money that definitely won't go there. And it will go towards me paying my storage unit and the like. So seriously, it does help. I cannot stress that enough that it legitimately does help. So y'all are awesome on that. Things continue to be rough, but getting a little better each month. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say and I forgot. So let's continue. Seed for 3 times water 2. Nice. Bring back Chuck Mangione. Yeah, seriously. We need Chuck Mangione. Because it feels so good. Can't get used to him as Hibbert in The Simpsons, though. Yeah, like the changing of the Simpsons voices just seems so pointless. And that's my whole beef. Because I know the thing started with the whole Apu issue. And I'm like, okay, let's be clear. I don't give flying fuck who voices a character and whatever the traits of the character are, as long as the voice works. That's it. That's all that matters. But they wanted to make the issue over white actors playing, Indian characters, black characters, what have you, and went enough to go and change voices to where it doesn't feel right. They're just not the people who they're not the voices of the characters. And just to change as late as they did in like runs like The Simpsons and stuff is insane. Um, but then again, you have characters of other ethnicities playing white or Asian characters, and it's a non-issue, and it shouldn't be an issue. And I'm not saying, for a second that, we shouldn't, if, a guy of a matching archetype is going to work, go for it. A lot of times, you'll hire a voice actor who's got the physical appearance of a character to ensure that the voice does fit. Some cases, and vice versa. We've all seen characters where they're clearly modeled after the intended voice actor, or vice versa, basically typecast. Um, but at that point it shouldn't matter. You're an actor, you're playing a role, but it's to facilitate what else is already there. And some people would say, oh, it's auditory blackface, and it's like, no, it isn't. It isn't. But this is my problem with excessive progress in the world, the SJW culture, where everyone's got to be outraged about everything and see everything as an injustice, when that isn't always the case. Sometimes it's just a choice. It's just, this is what we're going to go with. This works best for this particular scenario, and it has nothing to do with anything. You know, like, think about it. Okay, like with Apu, let's be clear. How many voice actors are there out there who are actually going to go through and do that particular accent, who happen to also be Indian? Do we have to get specific? Does it have to be from exactly where Apu would have been, canonically from in India? I don't know which exact area it is. I think he did college in Mumbai or something, but I don't know. But do we need to have somebody from exactly there? If a character in a show is from Chicago, does the voice actor have to be from Chicago to ensure the accent is perfect? Does that mean I can only be typecast as people who are from Memphis? I have to be a middle-aged white guy from Memphis? Or could I do other voices? Could one of my character voices, if worked on a little bit, suffice? You know, is it bad then should Nancy Cartwright no longer do Bart's voice because she's a woman and he's a young boy? Huh? I hate to pull slippery slope, but like, where do you draw the line? Where Why is one level of outrage okay, but if you were to put that same outrage onto something else, it seems silly? Doesn't that potentially imply that the original outrage may be kind of silly? I don't know. A lot of times it doesn't. Like, you can hear that hit as I said it. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird subject to talk about, but it's not just fucking annoyed me because it just makes no sense. And again, Cree Summers breaks all the logic because she's played characters of like every ethnicity, boys and girls. Mary serves. She's every squeaky voiced character, usually female, you've ever heard. Elmira, her. One of the characters from Kids Next Door, her. Foxy Love from Drawn Together, pretty sure is her. And that's just my go-to of like, okay, you complain about this person, this white guy doing this voice, that guy doing that voice, this woman doing that voice. Cree Summers. Enough said. It goes both ways. I need to write a piece on this in Zadara and just be done with it. But yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Sorry, y'all got me making this into a long stream because I just oof. Yeah. Just got me thinking now we're just hanging out. Now we're just hanging out. Soot does have a radio voice. Never heard Soot's voice. Heard yours. Never heard Soot's. How do you whitewash Klan propaganda? Good point. Dyslexic. Staley. Group of the Nice. Twilight Zone is just a ripoff of a Treehouse of Horror. Yeah, kind is. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem. I make better Hovind content than Hovind. I mean, I do. Wait, who mentioned Roger Waters? Something I know about. Great musician, not so great a person. Think T Rexes are clean or unclean animals? That's a very good question. I'm going to say clean. If I had to get there, because what does chicken classify as? If birds classify as clean, then a T Rex has to be clean. Not that T Rexes uh, ancestors are chickens. T Rex ancestors didn't survive, but it's the idea. You know, that's the same thing. It's like it's dinosaurs. Okay, how far back does it go? You know, go to Salzburg. Good memories. Hard to return to a workday. Frankfurt. God, I'd love to spend some time in Germany. Just Europe. Just going all through Europe. That would be great. Cleveland was recast as well. Rick and Morty were recast. Hibbert and Carl just sound off. Yeah. Yeah. But see, even then, that's another one. Cleveland it shouldn't have been necessarily, you know. It didn't need to be recast. Place Mike Henry voice in Cleveland Brown. Roger Waters 3 years ago in Glasgow. Deviant says she's 47. So you're gonna be you're 40. So you're 36 right now is what you're saying. Got it. The fudge happened to the years after 30, and then yesterday I turned 40, which is insanity. And now, yeah, it feels that way. But I know what happened to my 30s. They were spent mostly happy. Served in Frankfurt for nearly 1,000 days. Oh yeah, I always forget our friend Maria was in Germany during the Cold War. Saying that alone makes everything feel kind of. It makes me feel old. It's like that was a good while ago. Sometimes you think things were better in the Cold War, then you realize, no, the constant threat of nuclear annihilation was a little worse than the hidden threat of nuclear annihilation. Animation is the one place where an actor's race or background shouldn't be a factor as long as they aren't intentionally trying to be disrespectful. Thank you, Otaku. You summed it up nicely. Totally agree on the Apu voice thing is dumb. Doubt many actual Indians thought it was offensive. Yeah. And everything about The Simpsons is a cultural parody done in kind of a tribute way. So many characters are stereotypes. And famously, we have one of my favorite jokes in the series. When grease is all in the like it's raining grease and stuff in the gym, and Nelson says, "Here comes a grease ball," and Luigi, the stereotypical Italian, pizza guy, is like, "Hey, it's Luigi. I just come to bring you kids the pizza. Why you make the fun, huh?" And it's like, oh my god, that is hilarious. Oh, it's a ethnically, it's a nationally bigoted joke, but it's done in pure pure jest and pure comedy and almost childlike comedy that Nelson just happened to say, "Here comes a grease ball," when he's actually throwing a ball of grease and Luigi comes up. And so it's like, oh, wow, that was awkward. And it's absolutely freaking fine. But oh, do they need to recast Luigi now? Because, you need to have an actual Italian do his voice? I'm just saying. Miss Moneypenny. Hey, Jess, you came to the tail end of the stream where now we're just goofing off. So Min and Khan were already played by an Asian, but she's Chinese descent. Ronnie Chang, Khan's new actor, is Malaysian. Neither of them is Laotian. I just, yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, Khan being revoiced, just that's not gonna work for me. I don't know. I'll have to make it work. And characters age, so people age, voices change some, so maybe it'll be all right. But I don't know. Like the new Rick and Morty voices work fine because they're near identical. But yeah, let me double check what else everyone's saying. I'm eventually gonna make it to the end of these things. Glasgow, Scotland. Yep, Mark. Contrary to popular belief, Mark is not North Korean. He is Scottish. I've heard the accent. It made me slightly inebriated just hearing it. I mean, Scots don't drink that much. It's the Irish now. They don't drink that much either. Please, people act like everyone around the world, save for like Middle East and Muslim laws regarding alcohol and stuff. Like everyone in the world doesn't drink. It's like, look, that's a pastime. Doesn't many fucking drunk Americans, drunk Russians, drunk Irish, drunk Scots, drunk Germans, drunk people in Spain, Italy. People get drunk. Why some people got to build an association with like, oh, this country gets more drunk than the other? No, don't think so. I mean, there's probably a country or two that have higher overall percentages, but it can't possibly be as crazy as people think. And even then, that's their own goddamn business. If people in Ireland and Scotland and Germany want to hit the pubs, hit the beer halls, and have a good time, that's their fucking business. Want a long stream? Y'all don't need a long stream from me. This is supposed to be Hovind. Now we're just hanging out. Spread the love. I try to. More Yamato. 14 T-Rexes on the Ark. Good point, because it was 7 of every clean animal. Best friend is a Dusseldorf. Not been. Want to go to Berlin and Munich. Get me all around Germany. Maria is 64. Has no idea what the fuck happened. Something about graduate school. Something about taking care of a parent with love. Landing in the whole folks home. With Arlo the hound dog. It's me, Mario. Mom's Ohio. Minnesota with a sweet dog. Minnesota. Yeah, we all just left age 36. That's how it goes. I mentioned y'all are awesome. I haven't had a chance to do that this stream. I think y'all are awesome. You're all awesome. Always awesome. If you go to Frankfurt, go to Sachsenhausen. Okay, I wanted to make sure I read it correctly. Sachsenhausen, a 1,500-year-old bar district right on the river. Isn't that also the name of one of those camps? Yeah. Yeah, Sachsenhausen was also Sachsenhausen, Oranienburg was a German Nazi concentration camp in Oranienburg, Germany, used from 36 until April 45, shortly before the defeat of Germany. Yep. So that's a thing. That's a thing. Sorry, my World War II historian self. I hear that and I'm like, oh, yep, there we go. Ohio, nobody should have to be in Ohio. Lived here for 38 years. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I mean, the Wright brothers were from Ohio. Neil Armstrong was from Ohio. Most of our astronauts have been from Ohio. And yes, I keep pronouncing it wrong for some reason. I keep on saying Ohio, Ohio, Ohio. There we go. I fixed it. When I was a kid, I couldn't pronounce Iowa properly. I'd go Iowa. Anyway, what is it about Ohio that makes people want to not just leave the state, but leave the planet? It's like, come on, there's something there. Whatever it is, I want a dose of it. I don't know the simple things. This community is good. Yeah, I try. I may not be able to interact with everybody all the time, like in Discord and stuff, but I try, and I try to let y'all just have fun. I've mentioned before that's kind of my thing, is enabling people to communicate, to have fun. That's why, if you notice, most of the projects I work on are invariably some kind of communications project. The obsession with bulletin board systems, my previous experience with forums, me switching back to forums, the fact that I'm about to launch another BBS once some software gets publicly released. My Asterisk project, involved FreakNet and all my phone stuff, the XMPP services. You know, I'm just obsessed with allowing people to communicate, facilitating communication. Like, I may not want to necessarily make phone calls. I may not want to necessarily chat at any given time. I might feel antisocial because of just the quirks that make me me. But holy hell, I am going to do everything I can to allow somebody else to communicate and it not be tied down to Discord, to Facebook, to X, excuse me, X, even to Blue Sky or something, even to Mastodon. No, give everyone every option that I possibly can. I'm debating on adding IRC to my server, but I feel like that would be a bit much. But at the same rate, why the hell not? Some people prefer IRC to XMPP, but I also don't want to divvy up my audience or my you know my user base. But I don't know. You know, if people want it, I can do it. I enjoy the challenge. So I don't know. Oh no. What else was being said? Right, brothers are from Ohio. Where were they when made a name for themselves? Yeah. They went on to fucking Kitty Hawk. They were in the Carolinas, baby. Bar district. The bar district with same name is far older. It's okay to get a beer there. Yeah. Yeah, I'd figure as much. And I'm sure let me look at the meaning. Sachsenhausen meaning, what does it actually mean? Houses of the Saxons. Oh wow. I totally could have figured that out. And I just played stupid. Go me. Sachsenhausen. Oh, Saxons? Hausen? House? Oh, House of Saxons. I know enough German to be able to parse that. God, I'm stupid. Okay, where were we? Where were we? Ear- oh, phone is talking. Earphone is not connected. Panic, panic. The Bluetooth device is connected. Oh shit, Speedy's 20 minutes away from Otaku. You guys should meet up, hang out, watch a stream of mine together, then wonder why you did. Deviant has been to Broadway, Octaville, and North Haverbrook, and by gum, it put them on the map. I mean, most countries in Europe, except from Portugal, Greece, Poland, and some others, and some like Liechtenstein have only had dinner, and also almost missed the entire country because it's tiny. Yeah, like I don't think I could find it on a map right now. I think I've forgotten exactly where it's located. I'll go challenge myself later. Let's see. Earphone connected. Woohoo! That raised some questions. Deviant acknowledges Speedy's existence. Easy for European travel, hard for European to travel outside of Europe. Guess like people in the USA, same here. Easy USA, harder outside. Yeah, I've never even flown. It's amazing that I've never fucking flown. And there was one year where and I almost should have done it. I was ready. I realized I had enough credit available that if I maxed out all my cards, I could have taken a trip to Korea for Christmas. I didn't though. But I could have just on a whim done it, and I almost did. But yeah, no. Honestly, better decision in the long run, but would have been an experience. And unlike Johnny Somali, I wouldn't have wound up arrested because I know how to respect Korea because I like Korea a lot. 14 years ago, I worked Masion scrapyard, since closed down. St. Paul, Minnesota, safest place to live in the country. So I've heard. You never hear any bad news out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Twin Cities. Sweden is a nice balance. Yeah, let's be clear. I'm more into redheads, so it's Scotland and Ireland are kind of the places for me on that regard. Pyongyang definitely the cleanest city on earth. This is true. 100% of people surveyed in Pyongyang say it's the cleanest city they've ever been to. Just like DPRK had zero COVID outbreaks. It was great. Liechtenstein is doubly landlocked. It's landlocked, and all countries bordered are landlocked. It's only one other country in the world has that quality. Can anyone name it? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, I know this. I know this. It's in Africa. Shit. God damn it. I know it's in Africa. I know it's one in Africa. Hmm. Watch me prove my own damn self wrong. Which country is that? I know it. I know it. Zoom. Enhance. Oh my god. Fuck you, map. Watch it. By the time I actually get the name of the damn country. There you are, you bastard. Wait, no. Damn it. I need fucking Wikipedia. Has anyone put it yet? No, it's in Asia. Oh, yeah, right. Landlocked country with all the other landlocked country. So, yeah, it's double land. Right. Sorry. I had a stupid moment there. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll probably know it when I see it. No, I just want it. No. Typing wrong. All right, I know my countries. There's the border. National maps. I need. Alrighty. Double landlocked. Which one are you? Oh, fuck it. I give up. It's probably already been answered. Geography. Korea needs untied. You needs united like old Germany. A political crap. Family split. Korea situation's very, very complicated. Very complicated. Brother lived in Korea till last summer. Appointed divorced his Korean wife, moved to Thailand, where he remarried. Vatican isn't a country. It's Lenox, Alabama. Uzbekistan. God damn it. I knew it was one of the stands. Of course, that's half the countries in Asia. I was like, no, it's not Turkmenistan. It's certainly not Kazakhstan. And I thought, Uzbekistan? No, wait. And I was trying to verify on the map. I should have just said it. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, not Turkmenistan. Liechtenstein. It's between Switzerland and Austria. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is where it is. Oh, man. Okay, well, I managed to push this stream way further than it should have, but you know what? I never did close the window. We still got a few seconds of Hovind to watch. We got like 30 seconds, so we're going to finish up. Thus meaning this entire like 20, 30 minutes of chat has just been an interlude between the first half and the second half of the Hovind crap. So let's finish up these last few seconds.
We're going to try to get some of the skeptic questions. I got a whole bunch of them that I read some of their comments. Say somebody's got to respond to this idiot comment.
Yeah, that's why I do these videos. I respond to this idiot commenting right here.
We'll try to help. We can strengthen your faith. We want to help. The Bible's the Word of God. If you're not sure you're saved, you need to give your heart to the Lord and get saved. If you're saved and you're not doing much for the Lord, there's a war going on. Get busy. Find something to do. If you're not going to shoot, carry bullets. Do something.
Always has to say that. It's like, dude, that's yeah. It's not a war, you dumbass. And if it was, I'd just say, all right, let's nuke them. I have a very MacArthurist philosophy when it comes to theological warfare.
We can help. Call us 855.
McCarthyist. Yeah. Douglas. No, MacArthur. It was Douglas MacArthur. Yeah, he's the one who wanted to nuke Korea during the Korean War. Because, it was right after World War II, and the answer to all of America's problem was just nuke them. It's like, no, Russia's got the bomb. May not want to do that because it was like 49 they got the bomb.
Big Dino. Or come visit Dinosaur Adventureland, Lenox, Alabama. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Go to hell, Kent. Go to hell. Oh, wait, you're in the middle of Alabama, so you're already there. Fun extra stream, yeah. Pearl Lane. Yep, that's fucking landlocked. Eric Bischoff neck is better than Kent's. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, we definitely had some fun there. I just want to remind everybody that one stream we did with that crazy woman was not not an illusion. It actually happened. You know what? We should look and see if she has anything else. Have a little preview. Although if Hovind does Whack an Atheist tonight, we'll of course be covering that tomorrow or possibly a little later. Friday. Excuse me. Let's see. Let's see. Oh God. Yep. There's her freaking TikToks. Shit about being like a godly woman. There we go. Jenny and Jesus. No, nothing new. Her video has all of 53 views, and her first one has 40 views. So this is kind of the problem is that let's get this going. And then let me do something else while I'm here. Oh, this tab completely crashed. There we go. Let me just tap this button. I think I guess I gave out all my gift memberships. I was going to give out memberships, and they're all gone. So okay. Anyway, yeah. So she has 52 videos on that one, and 40 views on that one, and I have like easily twice that on my video, like the combination. So, it's a little mean of me, but it is what it is. Don't believe in science, so that should be easy, haha. Don't tell Ken to go to hell. Either hell isn't real, so he can't go there, or it is, and I'm going there, and I don't want him to be there, ruining my afterlife. Let's say I'm Polish. Debenos. Oh, God. See, all my accent skills mashed together. Can never do Polish. It's not that hard, but it is. I just can't get my brain to push everything. Like, this is how it is supposed to be. You pronounce it this way, not German, not like this, but like this. Thinking I was in your head, Kent. Maybe take care of it. Yeah. She only has 75 subs. Yeah. Yeah. But, which is actually a pretty high ratio. But still, it just feels kind of mean, but whatever. It is what it is. She's got some outright crazy going on, so that'll be something to milk down the line. Maria, yeah, became a member. Thank you so very much. Welcome to the Lesser Damon tier. It's like being a normal subscriber, except, you look cool in my list. And it gives me a couple of bucks, and that goes a long way. It really does. Every little bit helps. So, yeah, I'm going to hop off here because my throat's actually getting sore now, and now we've pushed it to about an hour and a half. As always, much love. You guys are awesome. Guys, gals, and everyone in between. I say the video got recommended, actually. I think it's Fresh Fry. Oh, yeah, something else. Are y'all talking about when there's the little fire at Hovind's place? Because, yeah, that was a thing. Oh, no, okay, that's the name of the channel. Okay. Sorry, I'm halfway able to pay attention to stuff and also, think and do my narration at the same time. It is 7:32, so I need to get Guild Wars taken care of for the day. And then get ready and go to sleep because I've got work to do tomorrow. Y'all know the score. Hit me in Discord. Hit me at the links down below. There's other stuff out there. Remind me, it started annoying me to get back to writing because the last article I wrote was about the anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. So kind of need to have something fresh. Maybe publish something more than once a month. But as always, much love. I will catch everyone next